Assalamu alaikum. I am Muhammad Tahir Yusuf from JK College. Today we discuss class 11 chapter 1 measurements, and the topic is physical quantities. In exam point of view, the question is define physical quantities and also define its types. So first of all, we discuss what is meant by physical quantities. The definition of physical quantities is all measurable quantities are called physical quantities. It means in physics, every quantity which is measurable, that is called physical quantities. It means the definition of physical quantities is all measurable quantities are called physical quantities. Like volume, this is a physical quantity, this is a measurable quantity. Length, this is also measurable quantity. Mass of the object, this is also measurable quantity, and etc. The other definition of this physical quantity is those quantities in which, in terms of laws of physics, are applicable, those quantities are also called physical quantities. There are two types of physical quantities. Physical quantity divided in two types. Number one, base quantities, and number two, derived quantities. First, we discuss base quantities. The definition of base quantities is those quantities which are not derived from other physical quantity, or the quantities, the minimum number of quantities which are required to derive other physical quantities. It means there are only 7 base quantities which are not derived from other quantities, like length. Length is a base quantity. This quantity is not derived from other physical quantities. For time, it means this is also a base quantity. The amount of substance is also a base quantity. And next term is when we use, there are only 7 quantities: length, time, mass of the object, amount of substance, intensity. These are all base quantities. These are the basics quantities, and from these quantities, when we derive other quantities, this is called derived quantities. It means the definition of derived quantity is those quantities which are derived from other physical quantities. Like we say that length is a base quantity, and when we multiply, the unit of length is meter. The meter, only 1 meter is a base quantity, and if we multiply other meter, so single meter is base, and the combination of two base quantities gives us a derived quantities. It means meter square, which is called area. So area is a derived quantity. It means area is derived from other quantities. So base quantities are those quantities which are not derived from other quantities, and derived quantities are those quantities which are derived from other quantities. It means from this example we can say that The combination of two base quantity gives us a derived quantity. And another example, we can say that volume is equal to V. Volume is equal to area into height. So here we use height for length. So the unit of area is meter square multiplied by the length is also a meter. So here a new quantity is formed, meter cube. So you can say that the volume is a combination of one derived quantity and other base quantity. So here we cannot say that only the combination of base quantity gives us a derived quantity, but the combination of derived to base also gives us a derived quantity. So these are the two types of the physical quantities. Physical quantities, those quantities which are measurable quantities. And with the help of these 7 quantities, we derive the other quantities in physics.